In our average speed lab, you will take a round or cylindrical object, whatever you can find in your house, a measuring device, whatever you can find, and it's okay if your measuring device is a marker and you tell me markers. If you don't have a tape measure or a ruler or anything else that could be a measuring device and you just want to use one of these, then that's fine. So you'll measure how long your ramp is and you'll write that down. I prefer it be in meters, but whatever you have available is okay. If you have a choice between meters and centimeters, I really prefer meters. To convert centimeters to meters, you know there's 100 centimeters in a meter, just like there's 100 cents in a dollar. 50 centimeters will be 0.5 meters. 25 centimeters will be 0.25 meters, just like cents in a dollar. If you're putting a price tag on something, if it's 25 cents, that's $0.25. So, to make sure you measured it right, give your marble a test roll first. Make sure it's going to roll straight in that path that you measured, and mine did, so that's fine. You'll time that 3 times from here, start, stop. Just here. You don't care about when it goes off of there. Once you have that time, get the average of those 3 times. Remember, an average is when you add up your 3 times and then divide by the number of times there are. In this case, 3, because we did 3 times. Then you will take that average speed and the distance that you did. You've got meters in your distance or whatever you had, and seconds here, and you want to get your average speed. So take your meters, divide it by your average time, and answer that average speed question. After that, I think I want you to make your graphs. And I've got an example of what your graph should look like up here on the board. I hope y'all can see this. It looks bright orange, but this is red. It looks bright orange for some reason on the video. Make sure you label your axes on your graph. This is my distance graph, the first graph I made. The first graph it asked you to make. Distance in meters and time in seconds, as well as the numbers. They're important too, but make sure you got the units and the value. The unit and the value. Your graph instructions say to put a point at 0, 0, because that's where your marble started from. At 0 seconds, it hadn't gone any meters. So 0 meters, 0 seconds. That's what that's for. And your second dot will be at the end. However much your average time was. Don't worry about your 3 times. You're done with those. Just your average time. However much your average time was and how far it went in that time. So I'm saying that mine went half a meter in 1 second. Connect those dots. Find the slope of that line. I want you to include the units on slope. That will be, so here's how you do the slope. Slope is rise over run. That's what I like to use. Some people do the y2 minus y1 business. You can do that. I'm doing rise over run. It starts from 0, rises to 0.5. So my rise is 0.5 meters because that's on the y-axis. Rise of 0.5 meters. My run is 1 second. Rise over run then would be 0.5 meters over 1 second. 0.5 divided by 1 is 0.5. So my slope would be meters. My slope would be 0.5 meters per second. And that's what I put in there for mine. Make sure you use your own numbers. For your velocity graph, we're doing average speed. You know, we know that our marble, we know that our marble started from 0 and then sped up and then was going fast. So if your velocity graph, if you're making just regular velocity graph, it would totally go at 0 and go up like that. Since we're doing average velocity, you know, it may have gone 0, it may have gone above there, but the average of all the velocities it did was right here. So we're saying that the average was, in my case, 0.5 meters per second, and that's it. So your velocity graph will be a flat line at your average speed. It's not different from speed. I know, you know, it says V. We use the letter V for both speed and velocity, and that's why I kept saying velocity there, but it's a graph of your speed. If you have trouble uploading those photos to the form, you can email them to me. And I hope that helps.